Connor Clifton joins us here as we get set for the Sabres and Islanders tonight. How's life? How was the Halloween rush with all your mates?
It was good. We had a good party on Tuesday. Dressed up. My wife and I went as Flintstones, so we were Fred, Wilma, dressed the baby up as Pebbles.
Bam Bam or Pebbles?
So
okay,
Pebbles,
yeah.
yeah. So
That's
pretty
awesome.
cute. We had a fun night. So.
See, that's like when I was a kid, the Flintstones in French, the names were completely different. Fred was Fred, but Wilma was not Wilma. It was Delma. I don't know why. So when I came over here and people were like, let's dress as Wilma and Fred, and I was like, who's Wilma? Like, I had no idea.
How many other babies were at the party?
No babies at the party.
Okay.
We all got
no?
our sitters, but I guess going by on the Flintstones and how it's an older show and how young our team is. I walk in. I don't want to say any names. Someone came up to me and said, "I know who you are, Tarzan." My wife just shook her head like, "Oh my God, we're so old."
But the fact is you're not old.
Yeah.
You're a young man too. You guys are young,
Yeah.
and the team is experienced but still young in age. What were some of the maybe more young version of costumes that were out there? Because some of the pictures I look at, I'm like, I don't even know what these people are trying to be.
JJ came in. He was like, before the party, he was like, "Oh, I don't think people know who I am." He was like Crazy Frog. It's like in a music video.
Okay.
I didn't know. I just said, "Oh, when I see you, I'll pretend, oh, Crazy Frog," and pretend I know who you were. So I did that to him. But a couple guys did know. A couple others, I'm on the spot here. We had.
Who was in the big, like, Pillsbury dough? Like,
So that was Tucky and Kylie, and they didn't wear that to the party though. They wore that. I guess when they were trick or treating.
so that was an Instagram Halloween costume.
They went as the Hulk. Yeah, he went as the Hulk.
The Hulk. Okay, that's pretty good.
The Tarzan thing is actually
That's
kind of
funny.
an honest, youthful mistake.
Yeah, it is.
It's actually really amazing. So,
It is. It was
all right,
funny.
so on the ice, I mean, you've had some extended breaks here on this homestand. How does that kind of correlate with rest and readiness and where you're at?
Good for rest, and also a lot of practices, right? But we're excited to get in some more game action coming up here.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah, I'm sure that game action is good. Now, when you are playing with the same partner for an extended period of time with Mattias Samuelsson, how comfortable are you now to know, like, okay, we know what we're doing, like, I can read him, he can read me, like, is this at the level now where you know that you guys are clicking and it's 10 games in?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, you get the reps together, practice games. Obviously, you build that chemistry. We didn't play much together last year at all. So first time was kind of a couple days before, really, when we got over to Prague, because Dolls went down. We had a couple mix-ups there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been building it. We've been getting better each game, I feel. And we're playing that third pair role where we're hard to play against. We're playing simple, and it has been effective. We're killing plays. We're reading each other pretty well, breaking pucks out good, and then we're getting it out of our zone, and that's what we want to do.
I sense that there's, like you say, we play in a third pair role, and a lot of players wouldn't say that, but there's a little bit of pride in it. Like, I remember when I was a backup, I'd be like, my role is to support the starter, play my games, do what I do. Like, I didn't try to pretend like, oh, when I start, I'm the starter. No, I knew my role, but I was proud to doing my role. You've kind of carved out that role now. Are you? Is it with a sense of pride of doing
for sure.
that good?
I think it's when you're playing, 15 to 16 minutes somewhere in there. If there's an injury, you play a little more, but you're not getting that 22 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So each shift is a little bit more important. You have a little more energy to give than Dolls and OP who are playing 24 a night, right? So you could play more physical for sure, because obviously the physical part of the game takes a lot of energy out of you. And in a role with limited 5-on-5 minutes, we've been playing a lot of PK. Sammy and I, but it's that much more important for us to do that role and to do that for the team.
Speaking of being a good teammate, supporting, things like that, inevitably at the start of every season, and you can go through every single team because it becomes a media fixation, but it's also a personal challenge. You see players that are still looking for that first goal, right? Mm-hmm. And so every night somebody comes off the board, they get their first and everything. What is it like when you're, because this week now we've seen a little tweak of the lines. Like, how do you support the guys that are still fighting a little bit offensively?
You don't make it to the NHL by not being highly competitive. You just let them. You let it go, right? You don't put too much pressure on anyone. You just let them play their game. Everyone's going to figure it out, and they're going to get their goals and their points. And I think more importantly than the goals is doing the small things where you are helping the team winning hockey, playing to our identity. And I feel like all these losses we had were 4-5-1, right? Mm-hmm. Most of our losses were totally self-inflicted. Mm-hmm. Us giving really good players on the other team grade A chances, rush against chances, and I feel like it's really promising for us because we've given a lot of games, and it sucks. It's frustrating for sure, but at the end of the day, it's about how we are playing. And some games we've been totally dominant, and then we take our foot off the gas, and they score 2 goals in 5 minutes, like that Dallas game. Yeah,
no, absolutely. And it was 6-on-5, so now you're like,
6 on 5, exactly.
And they come back 6-on-5,
exactly.
You're like, okay.
We're gripping our sticks too tight. Yeah. We're learning how to finish games, and when we get ahead and we don't want to change anything, right? We want to just keep playing fast. We don't want to sit back. We want to go play. We want to keep forcing those turnovers. I know we force the way we've been forechecking and tracking our forwards. They've been creating a lot of turnovers and giving other deep pairs a huge task.
Yeah. No, it's great. Like the physicality, you mentioned your physicality and Sammy's physicality, trying to play hard and be tough to play against. But to Duffer's point, like if I knew somebody who was squeezing it a little bit and hadn't scored in a little while in practice, sometimes I would go out of my way to challenge them, and I'd be like, shoot harder, come on, let's go. That was an easy save. Come on, make me work, right? Like if you go 1-on-1, and I'm just going to single out Dylan Cousins because he's now moved to the wing and he's got 0 in the goal column, but if he's coming 1-on-1, are you let's go, are you giving him a little shot?
I'm doing that anyway, to be honest.
Okay, that's good.
I try to challenge myself, and especially in one-on-one drills, right? We have so much skill in that room, so much speed. So sometimes we get put in these one-on-one drills where, the forwards have the advantage. And so I got to kind of work my way and try to even the playing field, right? And sometimes the D have it easier, right? Whether we're gapped out or have great gap. And I think I'm playing the same way no matter what, to be honest. But we're all going to figure it out. Everyone in there is going to be going 100%, whether it's game 11, hopefully, or game 25, right? I don't want to put too much pressure on anyone. Last year, I couldn't figure it out for the first 25 games of the year.
You came on the show, you talked about that. You were very honest about it, too, which was great. So
I'm 30-plus years trying to figure it out, so whatever.
Yeah, everyone has those mental battles where they're whatever it is, overthinking it, you just gripping the stick too tight, and we're all going to figure it out, right? We're all going to get on the same page, and we're going to be a really good hockey team this year.
The Islanders are kind of exactly what we've seen for years here, and people can talk all day long about their challenges to score, but the fact of the matter is they've made the playoffs 5 of the last 6 years, and they are very aware of their defensive abilities. So what kind of challenge are they in today's NHL?
We just did video on them. Obviously, their record is they 4-5-1 too, because I feel like everyone in the East is
3-5-2.
Yeah, okay, so they're just 1 point back. Yeah, right. We're all that whole East right there. It hasn't shaped out yet. Everyone's pretty even, so that's why it makes these games so important when we're playing in interdivision games. On the Islanders, they're going to play their hard defensive style, and they're not going to give us anything for free. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have to earn it. We're going to have to play good. We're going to have to track, not give their top guys, odd man rushes. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I think that was the game in Florida. We just gave up too many odd man rushes. And
the Islanders gave up 11 shots to Detroit, lost a 1-0 game, then lost 1-0 to St. Louis in overtime. Yeah. They've limited a lot of the shot attempts against other teams. Do you look at the shot clock? The guys look at the shot clock. If I have 10 minutes in, it's like at 1 or at 2. Do you think I got to shoot one from center ice so that goes up a little bit?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. It's good to see even shots. You don't like looking up there and seeing you're down 10 shots, but the Islanders, they're gonna do that that tonight. We know what to expect. They're gonna play that defensive hard game where we're gonna have to work to get to the net.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's their game, and the forechecking, and they're going to come hard, and they always do, and they play that big, strong game where they're cycling pucks and using their bodies to, keep us on the other side of it. So we're going to have our work cut out for us today. We're excited.
Yep.
Good luck tonight. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.